Hello, the internet, and welcome back to the live stream. It is Saturday, the 7th of September, 2019, and today I will be live for 67 minutes. You getting that? 67. 67 on the 7th. I love how numbers work like this. Like, who would have ever conceived that when I get to 67 minutes, it would be on the 7th of September. This is just like, you think I've planned this, right? But I haven't. I just, when I wake up and get prepared for the stream, I look at the date, I look at the number of stream I'm up to, and if you're not sure what I'm talking about, every week these YouTube streams get longer by 1 minute. So this is the 67th stream, consequently 67 minutes. 67 weeks if you well, not 67 weeks because there was a whole bunch of weeks in the middle there for DLive where I went live every day in that month, and that's how we bumped up pretty quick. But I still get blown away, like 67 minutes on the 7th of September. I mean, the only way that could be better is if it was January, February, March, April, May, June. If it was June the 7th, right? 67. It's not, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Numbers, right? How good are numbers? We all live by numbers. We all have birthdays. We all have street addresses. We all have phone numbers. The number thing just slides into every part of your life. Every part of my life is about a number. You're checking the time. You're live streaming. You're watching ones and zeros go through the internet. It's all about numbers, and that's why this is Gives a Minute. That's why you're giving me a minute. I'm giving you a minute. We're all givers here. You know the drill. You know the spiel. With that being said, welcome back to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. I want to say hello to the chit chat. That's what this is all about on the weekends on the YouTube stream. I see Tim Arskog up in the chat early. He said, good morning to those to which it is morning, and that's very important. We're not all in the same time zone here on YouTube. We could be in separate time zones, different parts of the world, above, beyond, below, around, anywhere. You could be in a different time zone. It happens to be morning for me and for Tim, but maybe not for you. So that's why Tim's come in very politely, like my chat always is, very polite. Good evening to those to which it is evening. Good evening and greetings to those in between with 4 handshakes. Thank you, Tim, for such lovely welcomings. Mindy, aka Northrop MJ, hi, Tim. And then I jumped in, said, good morning, Tim. I love this. This is beautiful and friendly. Now, Mindy said, I guess DLive must have hired attorneys. Now, that's going to dig deep into the topic of conversation, which we will get to shortly on the stream. But yes, I would agree with that. It seems like that's the way that things have rolled. And she's also validated that by saying any company in the US eventually has to for their own protection. Sure, okay. That's part of the reason these changes. We're talking about the community guidelines changes, which we will. That's not so much of the focus today on the Gives a Minute YouTube stream, because we've dealt into that on the DLive streams themselves. But it's going to form part of the conversation. There is going to be that kind of brought up within the scope of this conversation. We'll have to touch on that somewhat, even though that's not the point. But we will kind of dig in and like pull that apart as best we can. Hendrik Iba, g'day. Hendrik's up early for a Hendrik man. G'day, Hendrik. Welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. Nice to have you. Everyone, and Travel Jet Setters in the house from Fort Lauderdale. Hey, I hope all is good. All is good. Will Kenyon, g'day, Wilski. Welcome back, man. Mark Ensby, right. Mark Ensby of the right stuff. Mark Ensby now of the DLive Ensby. Now this is, I'm going to use this as an example. When we get deep into the convo, I'm going to use Mark Ensby and Danny as sort of like I was going to say an example, but more of a real life, a real life example of how this is kind of how this DLive thing has gone and grabbed everybody by the tentacles, if you like. I wasn't going to use the word balls, but I did. So he's going to be a good example. We'll dig into that. Good to hear. Well, good to read is more the truth. There you go. Baxter Hurley. Hey, how's it going? Interesting. Baxter Hurley should be in the chat. You know why? It's because Baxter Hurley is here in Culburra Beach. That's Pockmorn, my niece, my nephew. I can never remember which one's which, right? Niece and nephew. And I've got one of each. I got two of one and one of the other. So actually, I got loads more than that. But on my sister's side, there's 2 girls and 1 boy. And nephew is the male, right? Niece is the woman. Yeah. So he's my nephew. And by the way, speaking of Pockmorn and DLive, and this will form part of the conversation when we get to it. I brought Pockmorn onto DLive last night, and that's going to make part of the conversation. I'm actually going to bring him in here as a guest, have him discuss, 12 hours on the platform. How does he feel? What are the conversations like? What's it going? He wants to be a YouTuber, right? But now he's using DLive as well, just because Uncle Benny was on it. And, if you saw the stream last night on my DLive, by the way, I've got a DLive. The link for that is in the chat. Last night I was expecting the family to rock up here at a particular time. They turned up here early and they jumped in and invaded my stream. We had a great time at the end there. I had Poopsie, Baxter, and Claudia. And we had a great laugh, a good time playing, the cap game, having a good giggle. It was fun. So we're going to have Baxter in here to sort of discuss things, but that's going to come. It's good to have him in the chat. Baxter Hurley up in the chat. Good one. Barry's Views all the way from the UK. G'day, Benon. How you going, Barry? Good to see you, dude. Hendrik, if you turn 9 around, you get a 6. You do. And then if you add the 2 together, you get a 69, dude. That's an interesting number, the way that kind of works. Hey, one goes up, one goes down. Pretty cool. I like the way that works. I like numbers. Do you like numbers? I hope you do. Give us a minute. It's all about the numbers. Everyone's talking to themselves. Hey, Mark. Hey, Jet Setter. Hey, Barry. Michael. Hello. Hi to you and everyone else. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you back. Barry's Views. It's midnight here in the UK. Well, that's good, Barry's Views. As I said, each of these streams gets longer by the minute. We're moving into the early hours of the morning, but don't forget, I will be doing this. And that's the other thing. I'm not leaving YouTube by any stretch. There will always be a YouTube stream here on a Saturday morning, and there will be more YouTube streams when Stadia launches and we start gaming. That'll happen. I'm not going anywhere. I'm using both platforms. That's what I want to pitch to you guys. I'm not splitting up any of my content. I'm doing both. And Barry, as this progresses on, don't forget, you're at midnight now. So in 6 hours from now, that'll be your 6 a.m. In 8 hours, that'll be 8 a.m. for you on a Saturday morning. I'll still be here. 8-hour stream. I'm going to be doing 12 hours on this YouTube stream here eventually. That'll take a number of years and I'll be a withered old man, more than I am now, but it is getting there. So progress, my friend, progress. A minute longer each time. G'day, Baxter. How's things with you? Tim, you'll find that out when he jumps in here in a little while. It's going great. Tim, hi Barry, glad to see you in the chat train. The chat train. I've never heard that term before, but I like it. Mark Ensby, I can't believe I went live for 3 hours and I only got 3. Okay, so that was a point I was going to hit when we do enter the conversation. But Mark Ensby, first real stream, he did a test stream the other day, but first real stream on DLive. And how long did he stream for? 3 hours, right? 3 hours Mark was on DLive for his first time. And I made a comment there at the very end. I said, dude, you just streamed for 3 hours and didn't even really consider how long you'd stream for. It just... And I've done what did I do? I did a 8-hour stream on there as part of the happy hour. I went live from 2 a.m. through 8 a.m. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 6-hour stream. And that went like this all the way through the morning. I ended up drinking morning beers. By the way, folks, I know we'll get to that. I'm jumping the gun. I'm skipping the cannon right now. I'll hold off on that and we'll get to that. But I can't believe you did that either, Mark. I mean, would you be able to jump on YouTube today and maintain a 3-hour live stream just from talking? You just talked. You went over the terms or the new community guidelines. Just be careful. It's not the terms of service that have changed. They're the same. The guidelines have changed. I referred to them incorrectly once too. It's the community guidelines that have changed. But you did a stream for 3. Could you imagine? Like right here, I'm doing a 67-minute YouTube stream, and in my mind, and this is a little inside baseball, in my mind, I have everything planned out where I'm going to cut to different things. We're going to show you. We talked about the Parade of the Dead, Hilltop Hoods film that I'm in. We're going to run that. I got my super quick wave a day edit to run. I got all these things in my mind, and don't get me wrong, I have that on DLive as well. I have it all sort of mentally planned out. But the beauty of DLive, you could say, oh, I've got an hour and a half to slot here with this DLive stream. Let's go for it. And the next thing you know, you're in there watching someone else's stream. They're coming in, chatting to you. Someone hosts you. Suddenly you're getting donations flying in left, right, and center. Suddenly the whole stream just takes a completely new train, chat train, and you don't even know where it is. You're like, oh well, there goes that idea. We won't be watching that. We're gonna entertain you guys. We're gonna flow, and we're gonna go with that flow. And I don't think you get that here as much on YouTube, mainly because part of the topic of conversation, which we'll get to, all the copyright stuff, right? And that's obviously how it's going to filter through to the new community guidelines changes. So we'll get to that. And Sunday, okay. Travel Jet Setter. I'm not in Fort Lauderdale now. I'm in Milwaukee. Okay, sorry. I'm confused. By the way, I saw your Facebook messages. I got you there, Jet Setter. It was all in my requests folder, which I've never even seen before. I see like a little request thing there now, so I got you. And also Mark Ensby, like I said last night on the DLive, let's remove this Facebook feud thing. I was supposed to do it last night. I'll do it after the stream. I'm streaming right now, but I'll add you back on the Face Machine. Even though I don't really use that thing, like I despise Facebook. That can also form part of the discussion. You know, why would you stream to DLive and not Facebook, Mark? Just saying. We'll get into that. Adrian Banks, hi everyone. Adrian Banks, another creator who's done a stream, or a couple of streams now, I think. Well, we've seen one of them on DLive. Going to form part of the discussion. We'll get there. Pockmorn just donated 1 lemon. My Eunice, wow! Barry's Views, please make sure that you leave a like for this live stream. Well, thank you, Barry's Views. Appreciate you with that, dude. I love the generosity of Barry's Views there. There's a lemon. Hendrik with an ice cream. My Eunice, whoa! Now I'm gonna duck in and out of this chat because I've got an extra microphone in place here. Mark says not a chance. DLive makes it much more engaging with the chest and new people interacting. Yeah, that's certainly a reason why DLive is super rad. There are a lot more people coming on and engaging with the content, and that doesn't seem to happen here on YouTube as much. Every now and then we get a couple of newbies in these chats. Like I think my peak concurrents have been 29 or 28 peak concurrents here on YouTube. My peak concurrents on DLive, well, I saw 100. That's not peak concurrents. That's like the maximum that I've watched at one point. My average concurrence, is about 27, 28. But someone told me they saw 113 in mine once. Woo! 113 viewers watching. That's huge. My voice hurt from doing my stream last week with only 90 minutes. And that'll form part of the discussion. There is going to be a discussion, folks. Okay, who left a thumbs down? You can thumbs down too if you want, folks. I don't mind. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. That's the rating system. My larynx. Oh my, don't want to ruin my larynx. So, folks, we did have this discussion earlier in the week on the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. This here is Parade of the Dead. This is I'm looking at my screen, I said the word local. This is a commercial released feature film that the Hilltop Hoods put out. Now, I was hired to do the stills photography for this production. This was back in 2010, 2011, I think. I'd previously done some work with the boys. I'll show you what that is. You'd think I would have got this ready, right? But I didn't. I'd done a bunch of work with the guys in the past, this being one of them. This was a cover photo shoot for J-Mag, Triple J's magazine, and obviously a feature story in here as well. And so I'd known the boys already at that point for about, I guess, maybe a year and a half. I'd already done a lot of work with them, hung out with them. We'd had parties and stuff where these guys came and hung out, and it wasn't a stretch for them to say. Actually, their manager Dylan rang me and said, "We got this thing. It's all hush hush. We want you to be involved. What are you charged to shoot? I need you to do the still photos," of which I did. The thing is, whilst that shoot was happening, I got nowhere to put this. Whilst that was happening, the boys kind of said, "We have a speaking line that we had pitched for someone to do, but they didn't turn up. Now you're here to shoot photos, but how about you jump in and do the line?" So I ended up getting a speaking line in this film. Now, bear in mind, there's not much to it. In fact, the line is one line, right? One line of dialogue. And I'm kind of in the background. It's worth having a look at. But the point of the conversation right now, and I should bring in the chit chat here so you guys can play along. The point of this conversation is, can I show this here on YouTube and not get flagged with a copyright flag, right? So And by the way, in the chat, Lisa Smart, good morning. Hello, Lisa. Baxter Hurley, Lino, open the chest. Rah, no chest. That reminds me, I've got to do a no Turkish or English only. I've got to do that today for my DLive stream. Danny, hello everyone else. Hello, Danny. So the LZMA, hello LZMA. Welcome to the Gives a Minute DLive stream. I'm going to give you a cheers. Did I say DLive? Shit. The welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. Everyone gets a cheers when they join any stream of mine. Far out. So even though I'm in this film, right? This is my personal copy that I got of the film. Obviously, I do not own any rights to publicly broadcast or rebroadcast this, do I? I don't. So for me to show this to you now, I am breaching the copyright owner, which I believe would be Golden Era Records. I believe that's the parent company. Well, that's the company that the Hilltop Hoods set up to promote, to publish their own work, right? So now my relationship with the Hoods over the years is kind of tailored off, I suppose. I mean, there was a point when I could have texted Matt at least and said, hey man, but I feel like now, because I haven't spoke to him in so long, it would almost be silly for me just to send a random message to him saying, oh, you remember that film that I was in from 7 years ago? Can I show it on my YouTube? So what I did instead was I ripped this. This is literally my DVD copy. It's not like I've gone out to a Pirate Bay or something. This is my copy. I ripped it to my local drive. I used Handbrake to take out the little minuscule portion that I'm in. Then I uploaded that to my YouTube channel late last week, and I left it there. The reason I did that was to make sure that I didn't get a copyright flag before we entered and did that here on this stream, because what would happen? If that copyright flag would have come up within the space of the week, then I would not have been able to show this. Because it didn't come up throughout the week, I feel confident and comfortable showing this piece of copyrighted content, which I feature in. This is tying into DLive, because on DLive, I just played it and didn't even consider it, right? So there's not even a question. There may be a small question nowadays, but there hasn't been a question. So let's have a little sneaky peek at this. I'll walk you through it. It only goes for a couple of minutes. The starting of it is you'll see. So let's just play it. So you'll obviously see me when I come in. This is all leading up to the scene. The scene is a parachute jumper coming in, right? So here's the boys. There's me in the background there, looking up to the sky.
What are we doing out here?
Got a
See
jumper
me off to
coming
the
in.
side there.
What's a jumper?
When people come from interstate, they quite often parachute in. Melbourne, Sydney. You haven't heard?
Some artwork in this too. Looks pretty rad. It's a funny film. It's a zombie
It's all
flick.
gone, mate. Overrun.
That's people word. Here we go, folks.
How many times have I told you? It's disinfect. Disinfect. Get in here.
What do you?
So you spotted me in the background there, right? There I am.
Zombies here.
Hideous
Why do
head.
You've got them working at night. Why do you work them at night?
Waiting for my line.
It's a people word, dude. The people word.
It's a people word. People word, yeah.
Stop saying people word.
People word.
Oh, we're on. There he is. Light the flares.
And that's it. That's my entire line. That's my line in the Hilltop Hoods Parade of the Dead feature film. Now, if you wanted to get this yourself, I'd suggest looking in, I don't know, record stores. I mean, it's an old release. You may be able to order it still on the Golden Era websites. The crux of the story is a zombie flick. The world's been invaded by zombies, and it intersplices with a live performance, which they did at the Adelaide jail. So we spent 2 days at the Adelaide jail shooting this, and they also had a live gig there to 50 people. So if you're a Hilltop Hoods fan, I shot all the photos for that gig in a room probably not even as wide as this, just like jam-packed with, and all the banging hits too from like that era of the Hood. So there you go. But the point of that is that this is a dicey situation where when you're broadcasting copyrighted content. I just breached the copyright of the Hilltop Hoods right there. shoot me down. Now let me just peruse the chat, see what I've missed. Where is Danny Black? Fancy seeing you here. One day I'll forget to throw a boomerang, then it came back to me. Barry's views. It's late for you, I know that. LSMA, whereabouts are you playing from, dude? Whereabouts are you consuming the Gives a Minute YouTube stream from? Just like roughly in the globe, whereabouts are you watching from? Adrian says, I want to do more DLive streams. I just have to watch because my last cooking thing was at work and the lady in charge said something because technically work for a school. I thought that'd be a bit of a sketchy one, but if you can appreciate, if they can appreciate what you're doing and while you're doing it, then you might be able to sort of work out some deal. I love your live streams. Well, thank you, LS. That's a very hard handle, dude. How am I gonna call you? LSMA. It's just gonna be LS. That's all it's gonna be. Paul Rosie. How much does YouTube charge for DLive commercials? That's interesting. I'm not getting paid by YouTube, and neither are you guys. That's the transaction here on YouTube. Let's be clear about that. We'll get to that in the topic of discussion as well. How much money do you get from watching YouTube content? Absolutely nothing. How much do I get from creating it? Not very much more. Just saying. So there's a transaction there which is pretty much in only one person's favor. Google, the parent company of YouTube, right? Is it a zombie film or just youngsters in their phones? It's a full-blown zombie flick. Love your live stream. I saw you the first one, LZA, LSMA. Aero Gamer, welcome to the chit chat. Aero Gamer, hello. Furry, oh come on, I'm gonna have to ban that crap. You know what? This is not DLive, dude. You're gonna come in with a handle like that. You are removed, just like that. We just removed him. I don't have a moderator here, but I've just hit him up. Did I remove him or did I? You know what? Block, hide user on this channel. Damn, you're easy done. So we don't have to deal with that normally here on the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. Folks, I want to bring in our special guest Baxter, but before I do that, I want to roll you guys the super quick wave a day edit. Now, this is a compilation of 3 waves that I had. Now, I pulled this out of a vlog that's currently on my channel because I haven't been surfing since that vlog, but the waves in this one were good enough to want to run their own spiel or their own little package right now. So enjoy this little compilation. It only goes for about 7 minutes, and then we'll come back and we will dive straight into the DLive topic of conversation. In the time that it takes to roll that, I will bring young man Pockmorn right here, and he will be a voice, and we'll also open up the chat line. I'll give you the details of that in a moment, and we will have a good discussion about DLive. Speaking of waves, I'm going to get back to the drink in a moment, but I have been social surfing. You know my Wave a Day project. That's where I surf a wave every day for a particular calendar month, right at my local break, Culburra Beach, no matter what the conditions are. So every single day, even if it's lousy, even if it's massive, whatever it is, I go out to get a wave. I'm in the off season right now. The Wave a Day Spring Edition begins on October 1, but of course I've been social surfing, what I consider social surfing. I've been going out riding. Now what I want to show you before I continue this review here, I want to show you 3 days of surfing condensed down into the best 5 waves, I think. There's about 5 waves in here. So the first surf I want to show you here, I took a few okay lefts. Then I totally cooked it on 2 right-handers. So I went back to working the left until my GoPro batteries died. on the next surf, I only got one decent ride, and it was a left again. But then on the first day of spring, 3 days ago, the swell was larger and the right was firing.
And you reap what you deserve. You might feel a little pain. Don't worry, you didn't die in vain.
So there you go, my social surfing in the last little while. Now, if you are interested in the surfing, come back on October 1, and for the whole month, there'll be a vlog every day of me surfing that local break, my local break, seeing how the spring swell differs from the rest of the year. And there you go, folks, a wave a day, super quick wave a day style. We've got a little guest here. G'day, Baxter.
Hello.
Don't leave me hanging. First of all, before we get into the conversation, do a little mic test there. Say,
hey.
Everybody
can you hear this?
Everybody can hear Baxter well.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he's all clear in the chat. Let's just make sure that that's good before we go any further. By the way, some of those waves, maybe that last one, if I had have pulled up a little, I could have gotten a barrel then for sure.
You're so bad, Uncle Benny.
I'm so bad.
I could do better.
So let's have a look in the chat. Make sure, did you enjoy the whiz, Benon? I saw that, Barry. This is when Benon goes for a whiz. I absolutely do. Even if I don't need to take a whiz, I go in there and whiz because I know I'm going to be sitting here and I'm not going to get a chance to pee into a bottle, of course. Do we have a confirmation on Baxter's voice, folks? Is everything clear? Keep talking, man.
Hello, is my voice clear?
I think it sounds good to me, and I'm watching the meters,
same.
but I want the chat to answer. The Wandering Ranger TV. Hello, The Wandering Ranger. Welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. How do you do? Slinging over here from DLive, aren't you, man? I know you. Good to have you here. Angus Ferguson in the chat. Wave a day back in October. Absolutely.
Yep.
A wave a day, October 1.
You're teaching me how to surf, aren't you?
Yeah, Baxter wants to start to learn to surf too. That's going to be sick. Okay, LSMA says it's clear. Okay, perfect. And everyone says, yep, sounds great. Okay, cool. Well, okay, let's dig into this conversation topic. DLive. Baxter, what do you know about DLive?
It's better than YouTube.
Did you hear that? I've not told him to say anything here. This is all coming out of his mouth. Why is it better than YouTube?
Well, streams are better than YouTube because they it's more interactive, and on YouTube you don't really get anything for watching. So like it's an easy job.
This is not rehearsed. This is just him spitting off what he's. By the way, you didn't know about DLive until yesterday afternoon, right?
Yep. No, I didn't.
So they actually turned up during my yesterday's DLive stream, and that's the first he'd seen of it, and now he can't put it down. Look, he's on it right now.
I have 9 Lino.
See, I mean, that's a pretty critical difference to YouTube, I feel. Someone like Baxter, a young kid, sees something, instantly gets hooked, and now the 12 hours after the fact, he's already looking how much Lino he's got from. You got some from Mark's stream last night, didn't you?
Yeah, Mark opened his chest or something. Treasure chest.
Yeah.
Is Mark on the stream?
Yes, he is.
He is.
Mark Ensby, go up a bit higher. I'll do the mouse. I missed a few conversations here, folks. Tim says, "Don't worry, he got reported." That's for that dubious account. Thanks for that, Tim. I deleted and blocked him, but I appreciate you reporting him as well. Adrian Banks says, "Can't wait for more Super Quick Waiver Day." Yeah, and that's going to be every day in October. A Waiver Day is going to be back, so that'll roll out the content there as well. Angus Ferguson got that high. Barry's Views, you never know. Yep. Aero Gamer. Hello, Aero Gamer. Welcome to the chat, dude. Good to see you. Tim, nice looking weather. It's been beautiful down here, man. But I tell you what, it's cold, except for that lady getting in the way, right? Right when I did a little snapback too. Unbelievable. Did you enjoy your whiz, Ben? Yeah, okay, cool. And then we saw all that. Can hear you. Okay, cool. So, how much is DLive paying you, Wandering Ranger? That's the second time that question's come up today. I can tell you now, DLive aren't paying me to promote the DLive on the YouTube. I mean, if they would like to, then sure. I'm an affiliate there, but... So, Baxter.
Yes.
You came in, saw me streaming.
Yes.
Jumped on the stream, had some fun.
Yes.
Asked me about the thing, DLive.
Yes.
And what made you want to what made you want to sign up and get a Pockmorn account?
Yes.
No, that wasn't a question. That wasn't a yes or no question. What was it that made you want to do that?
This was fun.
Fun, yeah?
Better than YouTube.
And you haven't done a stream? No, we did a Pockmorn stream.
We did a test stream.
Yeah. Okay.
I got 0 viewers.
Yeah. There's another point. 0 views on a test stream on Pockmorn on YouTube. Do you think... I mean, how many views did you get on that stream last night? You did, because he did a stream last night. Have a look at the... Okay, so... To sort of put it clear to people that aren't on the DLive right now... Okay, so you can't see... you needed to see it at the time, because that's the replay and that's a different view count. Love the From the Vault Friday Skateboarding Halfpipe. Great quality footage. Thanks, Angus, man. Every Friday morning at midnight, I've got a new From the Vault Friday video from this collection down here coming out.
No. I need to roll a video so I can get the Lino up.
Yeah, so Baxter's all about earning the Lino, and that's what I wanted to sort of say. In my mind, why are so many creators swapping out to DLive? And when I say swapping out, a lot of the creators I know have made... Well, I'm talking about Danny and Mark. You guys are both... And now Baxter. But Baxter hasn't been so...
popular.
Well, not popular, but so focused on YouTube, because you're doing YouTube sort of...
Schoolwork.
Exactly. And he hasn't even got his own channel yet. We've got to give it to him when he's turned...
But we are going to England, so more vlogs coming soon. What?
That's true, yeah.
If I can actually be bothered to edit them this time. And not wait for 2 months.
The thing is... So... DLive Danny and DLive Ensby. I'm just going to call them Mark and Danny because we know who they are. So they've both said that they're going to go and do their content on DLive, not exclusively, but mostly on DLive. We had Mark Ensby with the right stuff on YouTube. Now I don't know why that stopped. I don't know why that content just kind of fell apart. I liked it, and I think it would still work on YouTube. But in the chat, if is DLive Danny right there in the chat. If you guys want to let the chat know why you want to build your platform on DLive only, not YouTube anymore, Also, if you want to jump in and have a
DLive
voice
Danny.
discussion, there's a link in the chat right now to the Discord. I will jump in the Discord. We can open this up to all of you guys as well. I'm going to enter the Discord calling line.
DLive Danny.
You got him right there. Did you just follow? Did
Yeah,
you?
I just followed you. I'm your 95th follower or something.
Nice one. So I'm in the Discord there, folks. If you want to,
I don't have Discord. Everybody has it.
you don't need it. But if you want to join us and have a chat, you're damn welcome to let us know your thoughts. But Danny, I'm looking at you and possibly Mark. Yeah, you can answer that.
Yeah, I'm going to the UK in 3 weeks and school holidays for 2 weeks, so it will be great.
They're going over there to
Yeah.
get me some Jack Daniels.
Oh my gosh.
I've already put my order in with my sister.
Yeah, 2.25 litres of alcohol.
No, just
You already know.
Barry. I'm just getting them to bring back 3 cans of the honey lemonade. That's it. Just put them in the bag, and that's all I need because you can't get those here. So yes, I guess the question is not from my perspective as a creator, but the perspective of the viewer. Now, this is where DLive differs crucially to YouTube. DLive give you, Lino, to consume the content. They give me a creator bonus to create the content, but they give you the bonus to watch the content.
bonus.
Now, do you ever see that happening on YouTube? Could you imagine if they gave you money, AdSense money, to watch YouTube content? Would you consume YouTube content?
No, if I gave me money, then yeah.
Yeah. That's a major incentive, right? And when I came across to DLive, I got all taken aback when PewDiePie made his announcement. I'm going over to DLive to do exclusive streams on DLive. I was like, why would the biggest creator? Careful with that, man. You got to have mic etiquette, man. They can hear that.
Can they?
You got to have
ASMR.
ASMR it up. Like, what would the biggest creator from YouTube say? I'm bailing and I'm going over to this platform. Why would he do that?
Thanks, Danny. Followed back.
Nice. Yeah, why would the biggest creator go across to another platform?
Excuse me? You're forgetting about T-Series.
The biggest creator. That T-Series is the biggest channel. Creator. PewDiePie is an individual creator. We're talking about a conglomerate of people for T-Series.
You know, he doesn't, considering he's got a lot of stuff on YouTube, he doesn't get many on DLive. Like, he only gets 340. Like, that's quite a lot watching a stream, but you think he'd get more. Because I've seen other people with only like 2,000 followers get 300 people watching.
Yeah, PewDiePie, you mean on DLive?
Yeah, on DLive.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the numbers, I guess the numbers aren't so important right now, but what is important is like why they nabbed PewDiePie, why they didn't grab someone else. Like, why didn't they grab Casey Neistat or David Dobrik or what's the big female vlogger, Liza Koshy?
Liza Koshy.
Why didn't they grab them? They didn't. They went, we're going to go to the very, very top here. We're going to get PewDiePie to come to our platform. Now, in my mind, the reason they did that is because they wanted everybody to follow, and the pitch, and this is where the new community guidelines come into it, the pitch on that transaction was, if you create content here, we will reward you. If you get a following and they start consuming your content, we will reward those people as well. Everybody wins. So I went, bam, jumped over there straight off the bat. I'm signing up. I'm getting in on this right at the base level.
Yeah.
Even though, do you know what a cryptocurrency is?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's an example of it. A cryptocurrency. So DLive don't give me any US dollars. They don't give me any cryptocurrency. They give me an internal currency called Lino, or Lino if you like. Now, I've got a friend called Lino, spelled the exact same way, so I say Lino. They may say it's Lino. I say Lino. That currency is nothing in terms of a physical value. It's only valued at what DLive say it is. So this currency that they pay you with and they pay me with is only their internal. It's not a cryptocurrency. It has the potential to be a cryptocurrency, and at the point that that happens, it's not like a public float, but it's a similar process. They've got to apply to the blockchain, and the blockchain has to all come together and say, You know, all these different ledgers come together and say, we agree that a Lino is worth
Then
this,
he's
this, and
donating
this.
ice creams and lemons.
My Eunice! Whoa! So that's the thing. It's a scary thought, and I want to lead into Mark with this because one of the reasons for my swap to DLive open copyright.
Yes.
Yep, that's
Like you played on last night's stream. You played like songs, didn't you?
yeah, totally.
Easy copyright on YouTube.
Barry's views.
Holy moly! It's already been half an hour. I've been on here for like. Holy shit.
Barry's views says the reason PewDiePie went over to DLive is because YouTube haven't or have spoken to him for 2 years. I don't know if I think you might have missed a crucial couple of letters there. The N and the T haven't spoken to him in 2 years.
Maybe.
Wondering where Mark went now following on DLive. What's your DLive name? LZ Zappa. This in the chat is my DLive link. If you want to hit that, you're good to go over there. That's an affiliate link too. And if you use that link, I get given Lino, right? So if you hit that link up in the chat that I just posted, I get Lino by you guys hitting that link. It'll come up. But that's the thing. And this is what I think, Mark, you were scared of at the start. And you kept incorrectly saying it's all cryptocurrency based. It's not even crypto right now. And until they go public, it won't be a cryptocurrency. It'll only be a cryptocurrency if the blockchain says, yes, we think this Lino is worth this amount of dollars. And it'll take all of the blockchains to come together and say, that's the value of a Lino. At the moment, the value is what DLive say.
How many times did you just say the letter C? Cryptocurrency
Crypto.
blockchain.
That link hasn't come up.
Hasn't it?
I'm going to hit that again. I don't know why that link hasn't come up, folks. It should have come up. Maybe it'll come up to us now. So, am I right, Mark, in saying that's why you were scared about DLive? You were like, why would I invest my time and my efforts into something that isn't actually a thing? Is that what I understand? I think I understand that correctly. What are your thoughts on that, Baxter?
I don't know.
If I said to you, I'm gonna set you up with a channel and you can create content, but you're not going to be paid with it. You're only going to be paid what I think the payment is. What I think the value of that is. It's not money. Like I'm not giving you cold hard cash.
It's just value. Yeah. Probably.
Okay, so you might jump over.
Yeah.
Danny says, DLive for me was what I wanted X here. That was his other network on YouTube. Playing music, chatting, having fun with the community. But I don't understand why that can't happen on YouTube. I mean, aside from the copyright flags, when you get hit on YouTube, I don't understand why that doesn't exist there.
Yeah.
Jet Setter's in the DLive, in the Discord. I see you there, Jet Setter, but I don't see you with a microphone or headset. So if you can sort that out, you can come in and have a chat with us. And my chat messages are not happening for some reason.
Can you hear me now?
We got you there now, buddy. How do you do?
I'm okay.
You're okay. What are your thoughts on DLive, buddy? You've been there a little while as a viewer, right?
Who's this?
Yep.
We have on the chat. We have Travel Jet Setter. What are your thoughts on DLive, man?
Hold on. I gotta mute the.
Okay, while you get that ready, let me know. Baxter, how do you feel talking to a third person on the YouTube stream here?
Pretty cool.
Say hello to Travel Jet Setter.
Hello, Travel Jet Setter. How's
Hey,
it going?
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Are you Benon's nephew?
Yeah, I am.
Niece or nephew?
Okay.
Nephew.
I
You're an idiot.
get them mixed up, man. I get them mixed up. I totally do.
Never mind. We're not gonna go there, and I'm not gonna say anything inappropriate right now. So.
Okay, cool. Now, Mark in the chat says, I was more worried. This is about my question to him about why he wouldn't come across to the platform. I was more worried that it was a crypto system to get creators to buy in to the Lino being a crypto scam, which you could argue it may well be. We don't know. Like, that's the thing. We don't know if it is a scam, if you like, because at the moment, everyone's buying in. They're buying this Lino, and there's no value to it. So I could cash out my Lino and run, or you could hang on to it and say, well, if this DLive platform really takes off, and that's why they nabbed PewDiePie to get it to take off,
Well,
then that'll be worth the money.
I doubt it's a scam if they nab PewDiePie. I mean, it could be. But
yeah.
like, if it was someone that big,
But how much money
get
would it
it
have
as
taken to nab PewDiePie? Like they might have said, well, if we scam everyone for 2 years, and we've paid PewDiePie $100,000 to do 3 streams on DLive, and we've factored that into our budget, and we make that back through the scam, then they still make out, you know?
yeah, true.
What are your thoughts, Jet Setter? No thoughts there, Jet Setter.
No, I'm sorry. I was using the restroom.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Perhaps,
Okay.
perhaps, yeah. So as a viewer of DLive, what do you see different to YouTube? How do you see this platform or that platform differing to this platform, Jet Setter?
Well, I mean, on DLive, we get to do a little bit more than we can on YouTube. There's not, certain, no restrictions on what we can say and how we can express ourselves and just pretty much we can say what we want to say and be free and just not have to be like, oh, I can't say this and that because I might whatever the case might be, like if you would do that stuff on YouTube.
Sure. So you feel like basically it's more freedom.
It's more freedom, and we get to do more, and I mean, we get to have more, pretty much more freedom to say what we want to say and use certain words and act a fool and just have fun, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a reason why I jumped over there. And if you've seen my content on DLive, but by the way, I can't seem to get the link working, LSMA. I don't know why it's not coming up. It's up in the chat earlier. I put it like at the beginning of this stream, but I don't know why it's not coming up again. I come on there and I'm a bit of a goof, bit of a laugh. We have a,
Well, you saw me being a little bit more than a goof. I was dropping H-bombs and F-bombs all over the place.
Sure. I mean, I don't have any problem with swearing in my mind. I'll cuss every now and then if it's appropriate. But for instance, on DLive, there are no hard rules about swearing. So there are here on YouTube. There's a funny rule on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube it is. Like, yeah, that's the point that I was trying to get across. Because, I mean, you saw that I was dropping H-bombs and F-bombs and referring to, 45 as, something.
Sure.
Which I'm not going to repeat on YouTube, so...
Jeff Park, you've asked for the Discord link. I've just posted it again in the chat, but I'm wondering if that's going to come up, because the other link didn't come up, so I don't know why. Maybe... Oh, no, that one did come up. That's really strange. Yeah, I don't know why the Discord, the DLive... Oh, you know what it might be? No, it's not. It's an affiliate link.
Does he have the app or the app to Discord, or...
I don't know. I see Barry Gaza in the chat. That could be Baz from the UK, maybe. In the call-in line on Discord. Barry, is that you there? You got a microphone handy, or are you just coming in just to listen? I see Mark saying, which is why I always give my Lino away, because I'll never buy any. Interesting tactic. And you don't have to buy any. That's the thing. You can earn Lino by streaming, and so therefore, when you've achieved a certain amount of Lino and then you give that out to your stream, you're basically contributing to the value of the Lino by streaming. So you could say, well, I'm never going to buy Lino. My buying of Lino is me streaming, and that gives the pool of Lino more value. So the beauty of it is, the more we stream and the more you guys consume the content, the bigger the thing becomes, the bigger the value becomes.
And then everybody gets more.
Yeah, and that's why I love it. Like I don't see that happening on YouTube. I see YouTube already flooded with creators, very difficult to stand out, very difficult to get any kind of leeway or any headway unless you're already, like, I just see the Vid Summit announcement, Casey Neistat giving a speech at the Vid Summit. I think that is the most ridiculous guest to have at the Vid Summit. Why would you put a guy who's already at the very, very top of YouTube to another speaking role? Give it to someone who's just kind of, getting something together, getting a nice little following. These people don't need... Go ahead, Jet.
And you know what? This is gonna be a great conversation topic that to what I'm about to bring up, like the subject on what I'm about to bring up.
Okay, hit it.
Let me see. I lost my train of thought. So I was talking to there's someone on YouTube. She's a very, very popular YouTuber within the African American community.
Okie doke.
By the name of Lovely T.
Okay.
And so she has she has a bigger following than you. She has maybe over 800,000 subscribers, almost 1 million.
Okay.
And she's a very, very big black YouTuber for the African American community.
Is that her?
YouTube.
Baxter's got it
So
right here.
She pretty much was, she has this really big following,
Turn the brightness down a little.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She doesn't. How can I put it? She's humbled. Okay.
Focus.
She's very, very humble, and she does speak, but she kind of really keeps to herself. And is not really trying to be in the spotlight like that.
Okay.
And try to give other smaller YouTubers to come up.
Yeah. I see the Wandering Ranger in the chat too.
That's what
Okay,
I
Wandering.
like about her, because she's a very big YouTuber who inspires others.
Right.
To to develop their following.
Okay.
And for them to get a big following.
Wandering Ranger, welcome to the chat,
She's
dude.
very humble.
Hello.
Hello, how you going, man? Nice to hear your voice. Where are you calling in from?
From Colorado, USA.
Nice one. What are your thoughts on DLive versus YouTube?
Well, I think Baxter kind of said it best when he was talking about the interactive nature of DLive, and that's where I came in. Is I followed someone from YouTube. They did a DLive stream, exclusive part of the stream, where it was going to be on DLive for the rest of the stream, and I came over and I saw. I like the fact that you could have all the interaction on the chat. There were the GIFs. Obviously, that's kind of nice. So it was definitely more interactive, and it seemed more. I would say the word kind of more intimate with the content creator. It felt like you were actually having more of a conversation. So
I'd 100% agree with that. There's some kind of unusual barrier on YouTube where the creator almost feels like untouchable, whereas on DLive, the creator feels like the same as the viewer. And I feel that way as a creator.
Right.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
And I think it's
go ahead.
Oh no, so it's okay.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, I think for the most part, I felt that except for a few people, most people on DLive seem to be pretty nice, and that hasn't always been my experience on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
I got some stories.
Not just from a creator's point as well, but also from a viewer standpoint. There's a lot of dubious characters on YouTube, and there are dubious characters in the DLive. But I feel like DLive almost have a way of dealing with that so far.
Yeah.
We've got in the Gives a Minute DLive, we've got our own little setup where we, when a Turkish spam bot comes in demanding chest, we've got a little way of dealing with that. And I mean, here on YouTube, you don't have people coming in demanding you give them money, right? It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Barry, I hear you there without a microphone, or you haven't muted the stream, dude.
No, he has a mic on.
Yeah. Hello, who we got there in the chat? Barry Gaza. Is that Barry Gaza? Barry Gaza, go ahead.
I don't know what to say, to be honest. I've been watching your DLive streams now. They're enjoyable.
Well, thank you very much, man. Whereabouts are you playing from? Whereabouts are you watching the stream from?
Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, cool, man.
Sick.
Welcome. Australia for the win. Nice one, dude. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Do you rather watch? Would you rather watch the Gives a Minute YouTube or the Gives a Minute DLive?
DLive, it's just more enjoyable, or a lot more social to the community, and
Yeah.
See, this is. I mean, we're talking to. You sound like a younger person. We're talking to a young person here, which is where the growth will come from. Baxter's young. Faffy Day in the chat's young. G'day, Faffy Day.
Hey.
And we got. I mean, you guys are the ones that are going to make the platform grow or fail. And so I mean, I feel like YouTube's always going to exist, but I feel like there's definitely places for other platforms such as DLive. Now, just to hit on the community guidelines update just ever so briefly, some of the freedoms that we do have currently on DLive seem to have been taken away from us just ever so slightly, or maybe I'm reading the terms just a little bit too...
Openly?
No, not openly, the other way, too factually. I think, Wandering Ranger, what are your thoughts on the way that they've worded these new community guidelines in terms of rebroadcasting, that's the word they chose to use, rebroadcasting copyright content, including music on your stream?
Well, I don't know if, excuse me, I'm passing through my swamp cooler, and you guys probably don't know what that is down there in Australia, but they are...
I saw you comment that last
I don't know
night.
what it
Swamp
is.
cooler. What's a swamp cooler?
What's a swamp cooler?
So a swamp cooler is designed for
And I'm
places
from Chicago, by the way, so...
Well, yeah,
and I don't know what a
you're
swamp-
yeah, no, because it's not going to be in places where it's very humid, where you're by a huge body of water. I live in a desert, so it's a very arid area. So you basically what a swamp cooler does is it draws in the air outside with a fan, and then it pushes it through cold water to cool your house. And it's very old-fashioned. It's very like 1970s. Huh. But obviously, you can see why places like near bodies of water, humid areas would be ineffective, because the more humid it gets, the blocks it up. So it's something that you can only really use in places like Arizona and Colorado and Utah. So,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
But for me, yeah, I think that what DLive is trying to do is I think they're seeing a trend of people who are getting on, and they're literally just rebroadcasting. Like, I know they were having issues with people doing like the Democratic debates, where they were just putting the debate on, and they weren't giving commentary on it. They were just redoing it.
Right.
And I've
yeah.
noticed that too on
the
DLive.
broadcast of the Democratic debate. Yeah.
Right. They were
And
just
not
streaming it.
Or commentary on
And that's not
Right,
content, is it?
exactly.
That's not content at all.
No.
that.
And you
That
see-
is
I-
not content.
And I see it with people
Yeah.
also getting online, and they're also like, maybe they're smoking a joint, and then they're just watching videos, and they're not adding anything to it.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
value.
It's more like a
Yeah.
hangout. It's more like a hangout. And I think what DLive is trying to do is I think DLive realizes that while I think they want to try to keep the casual nature of DLive, I think they realize that they also want to draw in big time streamers, because that's going to be something that is having more, I think, maybe quality. I think they're trying to avoid those kinds of things more than they are trying to like harp on people who play music and then talk over the music or use the music at this point. But
Right.
you never know. It could be that they're getting ready to do something else.
Well, to throw to that point,
steps ahead.
it's me. Jonah had a great point in the chat. He said, "I like the new guidelines. It looks like what they're doing is making way for ads." What do you say to that?
That's what I'm thinking too. That's what I would say, because if they're making way for advertisement, then they have to obviously allow themselves time to address these issues. Because if they do want to add advertisement, then obviously, like on YouTube, if you're going to use copyright material, the people are going to want to get some of that ad money.
Right. Which is
And
never.
as long as
Sorry,
yeah,
go
as
ahead.
long as if that becomes the future of DLive, which it very well could, then it will turn into a very similar situation on YouTube. In my opinion.
A similar situation to YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Do you think there's anything to be said about the way that YouTube give out that royalty check to the copyright holders? So there's always been this debate, like, so if you let's say you put out a 10-minute video and it contains 30 seconds of copyrighted material, then why does the copyright holder get 100% of the revenue? You know what I'm saying? Like, and even further, and as Danny Black always says, it should even be divvied up half and half, because half of the video is video and the other half is audio. So it should even be less percentage that goes to, like, I wouldn't mind paying the Hilltop Hoods a royalty for using 27 seconds of that video, right? You know what I'm saying? But they'll get 100% if they claim it.
Right. And that's where, if DLive wants to do advertisement, they're going to probably have to be smarter about that than YouTube. I believe there's another issue to why that also exists. And I believe that YouTube, in my opinion, has shown that it has a favoritism to what I would call corporate or established media.
Yes.
To where
yes.
I think they kind of want to play the fiddle to them, because they think maybe in their mind they think that their future is with them,
right? Rather
than the individual creative content creators like you.
Would you agree that on YouTube the hierarchy goes, YouTube earn the money at top, and then the advertisers earn the money next, and then the creator earns the next amount of money, and then the consumer earns nothing? Would you agree with that?
Right.
On DLive, it's just everyone's just here.
Yeah, that's right, Bax. So on DLive, it's almost the opposite, where at this point there are no advertisers except for the internal DLive, local ads. But then there's the creators and the consumers on an equal playing field. I love it. I'm thrilled to be a part of it, to be honest.
I think what DLive is doing now is that they are what they're trying to do is they're trying to bolster more interaction with their streaming, and I don't think necessarily that's something YouTube is concerned with, except for maybe the super chats, and that's right now the only different. One thing is that the DLive doesn't offer the super chats, but for me, I believe that they're really trying to reward viewers for not just being in the stream but interacting in the stream.
Absolutely.
And interacting with the content. And I think that's the thing with DLive, is they're actually trying to create a community more than they are a platform at this point. And I think that if they're going to have a community as the mind is saying, we're going to create a genuine community where people come and they can interact and they can create, they can give us a minute and spend a minute. I mean, then they're going to foster, I think, a better environment than what you find on YouTube.
Yes.
Where there's like a competitiveness towards the streamers. And that's the other thing too that I've noticed as well, is the streamers tend to support each other more on DLive than they do on YouTube.
Yeah, totally.
Can I just comment on what
Go ahead.
The Wandering Ranger just said? I can contest to that because I had started. I'm directing my comment to you, Ranger. I am also a YouTube content creator, and I just recently started to do YouTube. I was brand new to this scene, and I started to interact with people on YouTube who I thought, oh, they're gonna help me to be a good YouTuber. You know, I'm gonna, they're gonna help me grow my channel. You know, I'm really interacting with these people, and so when I decided, because I was like in a group YouTube kind of like circle, if you want to call that, and so I just decided, and I told one of the people from that circle that I didn't really want to really support that other YouTuber anymore because of some stuff that happened, which I'm not going to go into that right now.
Hey, Jet Setter, just to cut in here quickly, dude, you're going to have to wrap this up pretty quick. We're coming to the end.
So the point here is this, is that, YouTube, is not really, a place to really interact with people and expect for them to help you grow, because it's not going to happen. Because I had a bad experience.
I don't think that's across the board to everybody, but that does happen a lot on YouTube, where one experience can dictate the channel growth A or B, whether the channel goes up or goes down.
Cheers, Charles.
So I can totally
didn't tell him to say that.
Because it recently happened to me. So
Yeah, I mean, that does happen on YouTube. Look, folks, I'm going to have to sort of wrap this up now. Wandering Ranger, thank you so much for calling in. Who wanted to have a quick word there? I heard someone jump in. Someone...
I think it might have been Barry.
Barry or Faffy Day, did you want to have a quick word? Sounds like they may have internet issues, a slow connection there. Yeah, I can't really hear that caller. I think it's Barry, but Barry, it sounds like your internet's sort of sketching out there, dude. But I think we're having a consensus here, folks. I think we're all hearing the same thing. DLive seems to be a platform which has the community, which YouTube used to have. It doesn't have it so well anymore. Mike Bash 3.
Sorry.
We've got to put a little tally of how many Mike Bashes. That being said, I'll be live on DLive this afternoon. Unfortunately, Baxter will be at a wedding. That's why he's down here, so he can't partake. But I want to just say thank you to everybody for joining in on this conversation here on the YouTube. And I want to express clearly again that I'm not going anywhere on YouTube. YouTube is staying here for me. I'm going to continue to deliver the content here on YouTube. I'm going to focus my time on DLive as well. There's enough time here for me to do both things. I do this full time, so it's not like I haven't got the physical time frames to dedicate to it. I've got that ability to do that. Right now, though, we can hear our outro bass line rolling. Thanks for joining me on the stream, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, folks. Get on over there to DLive and enjoy. That's a good firm handshake, dude. That's been fun, man. That's we're out of time.